Hi everybody and welcome back to Let's Play War for the Overworld.
Now's the time for a bigger challenge. Before you lies an Imperial keep, guarded by a certain Lord Rusimov. He had a bit of an accident that melted most of his face, but he's no less vigilant a soldier. He's been sent to guard an object that could threaten our campaign. Get in there and burn the rest of him, Underlord. We've punctured the veil of this world through a schism, a point of weakness in the bonds between realms. Unfortunately for us, the Empire has crafted defenses to keep us from the heart of their kingdom. These inhibitors prevent Underlords from trespass, but whether it's bone or stone, it can be broken. I suspect that this Empire force has yet to taste true battle. But before you go engaging them, you'll need to muster up some minions. Unfortunately for me, your time in the ether has left you a weak husk of your former self. In order to reacquire your powers, you will need to access the veins of evil. Open them now, and use a sin to unlock the archive.
Oh, so this is how we unlock rooms, is it? I guess an archive is a library.
Unlocked. This room will allow your minions to research additional sins, which can be spent to recover your lost powers. Build one now, to begin researching additional sins.
The game so far feels a bit more MOBA-y. Obviously it's not a MOBA, but just like this thing here looks a bit like a MOBA, and the fact they called you minions, it's not a good thing or a bad thing. And the recall spell, I guess, is a bit MOBA-y as well, isn't it? That's just a modern thing, so it's not good or bad.
Build an archive, Underlord. Your forgotten powers are far more impressive than those you currently wield.
I don't have any land yet, be a bit more patient. I have a feeling I'm going to be a bit slow compared to the pace of this game, just because I'm used to Dungeon... Well, I'm not used to, because I haven't played them recently, apart from that Let's Play, but Dungeon Keeper 1 and 2 are definitely a lot slower paced than this. So the graphics settings, I'm running it at 1920 by 1080, and I think everything's on maximum. Nothing seemed to make much difference apart from one setting. It's called points of light or something. So that's the only thing that seems to make any performance difference. That's at the bottom. But everything else is high up. The stutter you see every 10-15 seconds or so, that happens whether or not I'm recording. It seems to be a known issue with the game, something to do with the Unity engine again. So you just have to put up with that. Oh, it doesn't... Does it stack the gold? No, it doesn't look like it. That's a bit of a step backwards. So what rooms do I need? Let's have a big slaughterhouse, slaughter pen. This is this mission's...
You'll need to claim the nearby gateway before minions can enter your dungeon.
I'm trying to. I can probably summon some more, can I? Somewhere? No, I can't. So I need a training room.
A cultist has entered your dungeon. A cultist has found its way into your dungeon. Attracted by the magical tomes within your archive, these minions will spend most of their time researching sins for you. Though they are weak combatants, they have the power to curse your foes, making them weak to your other minions' blows. Your minions are unfortunate beings of weak flesh. Build them a lair so they may rest.
don't know how many creatures each portal attracts. I don't know if it's... because the first one in Dungeon Keeper 2 gives you 15 and then the next ones give you 5, so I don't know if that's the same or not. That's going to be a common theme in this LP. I don't know what's doing what, because I've played it before. Which probably means my strategy will be rubbish as well. We'll just have to... well, we'll have to learn. That's how games work. My vault can be in here. So I need to build a barracks. A vault that can go in the top left, top right, middle right. So this can be our barracks. The game runs nice and smooth. I'm not a really big fan of Kickstarter or Kickstarter games. The only Kickstarter I've ever given to was essentially a charitable donation for a building that got burnt down, so no, I'm not a fan of Kickstarter. I think because there's no proper investors, there's no one to sort of give them a kick up the backside and say, look, you've got to get this done, you've got to get it to this standard. If there was a Kickstarter where you owned a share in it, I think that would be more attractive to me. Because it's not really an investment, is it? It's more like a donation, I think. What's that? That might be useful. I think the tone of this game feels quite good, quite similar to the first two.
Your cultists have worked hard to earn a new sin. Use it within the veins of evil to unlock the tavern. Perception Shrine claimed. This room provides your minions with succulent cooked pig flesh and stout ales. After eating a meal within its hearthed halls, their spirits will be raised, increasing their productivity for a short time. This room provides your minions with succulent cooked pig flesh and stout ales. After eating a meal within its hearthed halls, their spirits will be raised, increasing their productivity for a short time. Build one now, and remember that the tavern is unique and must be built at least 3 by 5 in order to be effective.
So this is kind of like half of the casino, the happy half of the casino by the sounds of it, but without the money gaining half. I don't seem to have a lot of space for a 3 by 5 room, you know. I guess I could do it along here, couldn't I? That'll work out. Yeah, no, not a lot of space. So how many creatures am I allowed? So 6%, and I've got 7. So that would be a bit more than 100. That sounds a lot. Hope it's easier to manage 100 creatures on this than it would be on Dungeon Keeper 2. If I'm going to have a lair that big, that's going to be insane. There's just not enough spaces. The experience points don't appear in the flower at the top. That's a bit of a step backwards. But then you don't have to go to the question mark to pull up the detailed information, so I guess it's just as good.
You'll still need a slaughter pen in order to keep your tavern stocked. But in a pinch, you can always drop some alternative meat into the grinder. Rooms will only attract a certain number of minions before becoming full. In order to attract more, you will need to expand them. Prophecy unlocked.
So I'm guessing that is...
It's time to pay your minions, Underlord! Nothing in this life is free, Underlord, and you'll regularly need to pay your minions for their hard work. Be sure to keep an eye on your reserves, for if you've not enough gold for their wages, they'll be swift to find gainful employment elsewhere. Fortunately, your minions will return some of their earnings by buying meals within your own tavern. What a delicious arrangement.
Okay, well that's fantastic. So this is basically just a casino. And it sounds like your creature population limit is more set by the rooms than by the portal. So we're not going to end up with an unwieldy empire, but we're limited by land and gold rather than by the portal.
Something evil stirs out there. Scouts, go find what the hell's making all that racket.
Well,
Rally your minions to defeat these scouts once they breach your dungeon. Let's keep Sarusimov in the dark a little while longer. You should try using the lightning and heal spells to assist your minions in combat.
I think we probably want to prioritise fighters rather than researchers. And this isn't my land, this is adjacent to my land, and I could still cast lightning on it, so that's interesting.
One of your minions is ready for a sequel.
It's interesting that they named this the Barracks, because in Dungeon Keeper 1 you had a room called the Barracks, and it didn't work very well. So I'm assuming it's a licensing issue, because obviously the Dungeon Keeper license is now being used for some shitty mobile game like Clash of Kings. This is what they refer to as a sequel, is it?
This is no game, Underlord. Rally your minions to defend your dungeon core. The health of minions is represented by petals surrounding their unit shield. Once no petals remain, a creature will fall unconscious and soon die, unless returned to its lair to recover.
They should be back by now. Ugh. Bar the doors. We wait for reinforcements.
Look how easily your minions cut down these sappers. If I didn't know better, I'd say the Empire is woefully unprepared. Once minions are rested, you can leave them to their work or force them to train by dropping them in a barracks.
Well, let's make everyone train.
That's enough training for now. When you're ready, rally your minions to the Inhibitor and defeat Sarusimov.
Looks like there's quite a big technology tree in this game. It's a shame I can't access any of it. So although they've added this research mechanic, there's no point because I've already got everything. I like how different the hero's tile set is. I think actually in the skirmish campaign you could select from different tile sets for your dungeon, so you get different graphics, but because I only booted it up to check it would work on a big map and make sure my settings are okay, I don't really know any of this stuff. That's quite a good idea. So if they're running out and getting killed by traps and things, you can block them off. That's a really good idea, that is.
The enemy have breached the damn walls. Steel yourselves, lads.
It still takes a while to capture enemy tiles, so that's good. It's not like someone's just going to whiz through your whole dungeon without you knowing about it. If you're wondering why it says Underlord Oberon, it's because this is a discounted version of the game, if you know what I mean, just because I don't want Steam running while I was recording it. I think at some point they might release a version without DRM, I seem to remember vaguely from the Kickstarter. Again, you might want to double check that, because I didn't actually back or you know, take much interest in it. It's about 20 quid on Steam. And it seems to be running quite nicely so far, touch wood. Alright, well let's go properly then. Let's why can't I pick him up? Because I'm only allowed 10 creatures in my hand apparently. Okay, so that works like in Dungeon Keeper 2, how it doesn't automatically know to go back again. Eventually, I'm sure your minions would get it there. And I'm guessing the reason these guys just die is because we don't have a prison yet. So he's level 3, so we'll take control of him.
Not bad then. Tasty.
The way you can see yourself is quite distracting, actually. Help, attack him. Why can't I attack him? Is it broken? Attack the target, work. And because I'm... Oh, I see, so that's for training and stuff, is it number 1? What's that? Shift. Cleave. Let's just go for basic attack. I'm gonna die.
That one tasted slightly odd.
What was that? Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh dear. Quite like the design of the acolytes. And that's the Lord of the Realm, is it? Not a particularly scary looking man. He looks very Moby again, doesn't he? The walls don't seem to obey the same rules as before, because these are still hero walls, so let's chop those down as well. Oh, you silly imp.
Time to pay your minions, Underlord, for
Oh, no,
all their
I'm not paying
hard
anyone.
work.
She's going to get killed, I would guess. This looks like a combat round. Well, he's very keen on defending this, whatever this is. This MOBA gate. I haven't even damaged it yet. Oh, because he's got 2 layers of health, I think.
The light is gone. Kira, I am extinguished.
It seems almost charitable with him out of his misery. Well done, Underlord. You're learning much faster this time. We've barely even started, and you already have a notch on your belt. Well done, Underlord. But there's no rest for the wicked. 2 inhibitors still stand between us and the mainland. But after your butchery of poor Lord Rusimov, I doubt they'll be as weakly defended.
Okay, well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.